Good day to everyone, and I'm Mermida.
I'm Mori.
And I'm Balahaja.
And I'm Bo.
And today we are going to show you the application of electromagnetics. So what is electromagnetics? Electromagnetics involves the study of Maxwell's equations and their application to the analysis and design of devices and systems. And in electromagnetics, there is a transmission of energy from other terminal to the other terminal and called as transmitter and receiver. So let's get started.
So this is our circuit diagram. Using this piezoelectric igniter, we are going to show you that LED in parallel blinks up in a short period of time.
So what is piezo? Piezo is a Greek word, means pressure. The piezoelectric igniter, or also known as the spark generator, creates a high voltage or electromagnetic energy. The electromagnetic energy is created when two crystals such as quartz and certain ceramic collide with each other. Inside the igniter are two crystals. One is attached to the hammer and one is fixed. When we press the piezoelectric igniter, the two crystals collide with each other and create an electromagnetic energy.
And these are the materials needed: breadboard, Oka cores, LEDs, DC motors, and piezoelectric igniter.
Good day everyone, my name is Roshni Arpayas. I am an Electronics and Communication Engineering student at Quezon City Polytechnic University. Today, together with my groupmates, we are going to make an actual demonstration about electromagnetics. In this video, we are going to show you a simple electromagnetics which the igniter will serve as the starting point to light up an LED through a DC motor. Before that, what is electromagnetism? Electromagnetism is a branch of physics involving the study of electromagnetic force, a type of physical interaction that occurs between electrically charged particles. The electromagnetic force usually exhibit electromagnetic fields such as electric fields, magnetic fields, and light. The electromagnetic force plays a major role in determining the internal properties of most objects encountered in daily life. First, connect the wire using the soldering iron. Also, a glue stick on the wire connection so that it will not easily remove to the igniter. Then series the dynamo and igniter to positive and negative wire to LED light.
Third, paste the circuit. First of all, the LED can lights using only the igniter. Be sure the wirings and circuit are soldered properly, and your materials and tools are completed. First, solder the wirings of LED for connection to igniter. Second, solder also the wirings of igniter for connection to the LED. Third, paste the circuit to the plywood using glue gun with glue stick. Fourth, connect the wirings of length to igniter, then solder properly. Last, test it.
Around 1873, scientist James Clerk Maxwell developed the mathematical theory of electromagnetism. His theory predicts that electromagnetic disturbances should propagate through space at the speed of light and should exhibit a wave-like characteristics of light propagation. During 1880s, many scientists were trying to prove the existence of these electromagnetic waves through experiments. And in 1887, a German physicist in the name of Heinrich Rudolf Hertz designed a brilliant experiment to demonstrate and test Maxwell's hypothesis. Hertz's equipments were simple. Hertz used a spark transmitter connected to an antenna with a spark gap that is powered by high voltage pulses from Ramcorf coil and a receiver consisting of a loop antenna with spark gap, and was set at some distance apart. Hertz reasoned that, if Maxwell's theory was correct, electromagnetic waves should be transmitted during each series of sparks. And according to theory, if electromagnetic waves were spreading from the oscillator sparks, they would induce a current in the loop that would send sparks across the gap. And this occurred when Hertz turned on the oscillator, producing the first transmission and reception of electromagnetic waves. And in this experiment, we are trying to imitate Hertz's experiment in most simplest way.
Good day everyone. Today, we will show you on how electromagnetics works. First, we will discuss the materials needed, and then next, we will discuss the definition of each components of the free energy light bulbs using piezoelectric igniter. And lastly, we will show you on how to create this project. First, the piezoelectric igniter. The piezoelectric igniter is usually a push-button cigarette lighters. The piezoelectric ignition creates a mechanical shocks that converted into electricity when the igniter struck, and then it creates bulk. And the motor. A motor is based on a loop of wire turning inside the fixed magnetic field produced by the permanent magnet. In DC motor, a current flows through it, producing a temporary. And lastly, the bulb. And the bulb, it serves as the load of our free energy light bulb using piezoelectric igniter. This project works because of the piezoelectric igniter. When you press it, it creates a mechanical shock that converted into electricity. And because of this, the current will flow and goes through the motor and producing a temporary magnetic field. And when the current flows through it, the bulb will lighten up.
Hi everyone! Today we will show you an experiment about electromagnetics. But first, let me discuss you what is electromagnetics. Come on! Electromagnetic radiation is a form of energy that is all around us and takes many forms, such as radio waves, microwaves, X-rays, and gamma rays. Sunlight is also a form of EM energy, but visible light is only a small portion of EM spectrum, which contains a broad range of electromagnetic wavelengths.
These are the materials needed and their function.
DC motor. DC motor is an electrical machine which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. The principle of a DC motor is that whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a mechanical force. LED strip light. It is a flexible circuit board populated by surface-mounted light-emitting diode and other components that usually comes with an adhesive backing. Igniter. It is a device used to trigger an explosive reaction. It is the electrical charge that accumulates in some materials in response to high pressure.
Step 1. Connect the wires between the DC motor and LED strip. Step 2. Solder the wire between LED strip and DC motor. Step 3. Connect a wire between the DC motor and LED strip that will parallel. Step 4. Connect the wires to the igniter. Step 5. Click the igniter. The igniter emits a voltage, goes to DC motor and step up the voltage through coils using electromagnetic. So, the voltage came from DC motor will goes to LED strip and blink after it.
Let me discuss to you the application of electromagnetics. Electromagnetic radiation can be described by its amplitude, wavelength, frequency, and period. The heat from a burning fire, the light from the sun, and the X-ray used by the doctors are all forms of electromagnetic radiation. These forms of energy might seem quite different from one another. They are related in that they all exhibit wave-like properties. They actually consist of two waves oscillating perpendicular to one another. One of the waves is an oscillating magnetic field, the other is an oscillating electric field.
Today, we will demonstrate an experiment that will prove the existence of electromagnetics.
So, these are the materials needed to perform the experiment. Wood stand, plywood, nails, aluminum foil, multimeter, alligator clip wires, igniter, and some tools.
Cut this foil in 8 by 4 inches and make 2 pieces. Then fold it in the center.
Now, we're going to make the base of the experiment. Here, we have to put the glue on the base. we're going to conduct our experiment and measure it using the BOM. Hertz experiment. The existence of electromagnetic waves was confirmed experimentally by Hertz in 1888. This experiment is based on the fact that an oscillating electric charge radiates electromagnetic waves. The energy of these waves is due to the kinetic energy of the oscillating charge. Two polished metal spheres is connected using copper wires. Using a voltage source, a high potential difference is applied at a small gap between the two spheres. Due to high potential difference at the gap, the air is ionized and provides the path for the discharge of the plate. A spark is produced from both spheres and a high frequency of electromagnetic waves are radiated.
Hi, I'm Carlos.
Hi, I'm Ricky. Hi, I'm Joanne.
Hi, I'm Jude.
And I'm Rainier.
And now, we will show you the relation of electromagnetics in vector.
And the concept of electromagnetics in the transmission of FM radio.
Needed a telescopic antenna used for our transmitter, a 9 volts DC battery, an AM and FM radio receiver, and an FM radio transmitter. Now, the materials are complete. Let's start.
Okay, we will demonstrate to you on how radio transmission works.
This is the transmitter.
And this is the FM receiver. We will try this if it's properly working.
Kailangan daw bilhin lahat ng gamot sa reseta. Mabibili ko pa lahat. Paano kaya ito? Pag kailangan ng...
Now, I will assemble the transmitter. This is the antenna. Connect it to the transmitter.
A telescopic antenna.
And this is the source of the transmitter, a 9 volts DC battery. Okay, now we assemble the transmitter. Now let's try the calibration of this transmitter to this FM receiver. Hello. You see a little bit feedback because the
speaker of the FM receiver is
close to the microphone
of the FM transmitter.
Hello, mic test. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Omadto.
As you can see, the transmitter
is properly working. So let's try to play music from a cell phone. It's working. It's working.
Hello, mic test.
Okay.
So how does radio transmission work? First, the transducer in the transmitter, which is the microphone, gathers up audio or people's voices. Then that gathered audio then turns into electrical energy. That electrical energy then flows along this long antenna. The electrons in the electric current wiggles back and forth that creates invisible electromagnetic radiation. The frequency in the transmitter and the receiver match between the range of 87.5 megahertz to 108 megahertz. That electromagnetic radiation then is being received by the receiver, and that electrical signal from the electromagnetic radiation is being turned back again into audios, which what the people can hear from the receiver.
This is the illustration of electromagnetic radiation in the form of radio waves. When you graph the signal in 3D illustration, it will have vertices, which will form a sinusoidal wave in 3 directions. And that explains the relation of electromagnetics in vector.
Today we're going to show you an experiment about electromagnetics.
What is electromagnetics? Electromagnetic is the body of knowledge that describes the interaction of electric and magnetic field and forces. Now, here's the important facts that you need to know. James Clerk Maxwell is the one who noticed that electric fields and magnetic fields can couple together to form an electromagnetic waves. It is a time before Hertz tried to prove its existence way back around 1870s. The next one is Henry Hertz, who proved and showed an experiment about electromagnetics in the late 1880s. What is coherer? Coherer is an electrical component formerly used to detect radio waves, consisting of a tube containing loosely packed metal particles. Now, here's the materials that you need in this project. Now, we proceed to the project making. In making nickel fillings, you need a peso coin and a sandpaper. And then you need to rub the peso coin in the sandpaper in order to get a nickel fillings.
Now I'm gonna put the nickel fillings in the coherer.
I will assemble the components used in this project. The anode of the diode 1 will be connected to the positive 5 volts of the supply, and the cathode of diode 2 will be connected to the one end of the coherer. other end of the coherer will be connected to the ground.
Using piezo igniter, the LEDs will turn on.
Before we tackle our main topic, electromagnetics, we must learn first what is the energy source of our simple experiment, the igniter. The igniter is material that has piezoelectric effect when force is applied. The piezoelectric effect was discovered in 1880 by two French physicist brothers, Pierre and Paul Curie. They took the name from the Greek word piezein, which means to press. Piezoelectricity is the ability of certain materials to generate an AC voltage when subjected to mechanical stress or vibration. Igniter is commonly used for lighting, such as smoking and cooking purposes. However, only few know that its bare concept, piezoelectricity, is a good example of an electromagnetics. Electromagnetics is an invisible energy that is most commonly used for transmission of data and even electricity with the use of transmitter and receiver. One of the best examples is the light coming from the sun. Despite we know that the light from the sun has all the colors of rainbow, yet we still cannot see it. The sun is emitting ultraviolet in sinusoidal waveform, which scientists said that is visible. But in the study of electromagnetic spectrum, about half of the radiation is in the visible shortwave part. That's why we cannot see it without using any apparatus. In our experiment, we'll use the concept of piezoelectricity to share what is electromagnetic.